latest straw poll, Congressman Thaddeus McCotter of Michigan. He was, until Rick Perry got in today, the newcomer into the presidential race. He's here to talk with us now. Welcome, Congressman.
Thanks for having me, Brett.
So, what do you feel like? How'd it go? What's going on?
Well, I think it was a great opportunity to introduce my candidacy to the people of Iowa. As you know, there were many people who were very well organized for this to win the straw poll. But I thought it was a chance to meet with Iowans, to see what was on their minds, to get the message out. And so far, there's been a rather kind reaction.
There are some who say, why are you doing this? You know the challenges of running for president. You're a congressman. Why are you doing it?
Well, I think the pundits missed the point. The point is about the generational challenges that the country faces, how I believe that we have to address them, especially in the area of the economy. We're in a very great deflation. This is not an ordinary recession, however painful it is. If you do not deal with the contraction of credit in this country, if you do not fix the failed Wall Street banks so the credit can again flow down, all the necessary tax relief, all the necessary regulatory reform, and all the above energy strategy are not going to get us out of the problems that people like Japan had in the 90s, where their entire generation was doomed to a stagnant economy because of the failure to address those problems.
Now, on the flip side, there are people who say by only cutting, and not raising any taxes or not generating any revenue, that you are then reducing you're increasing unemployment at a time when the economy can't handle that. That's the other argument.
Yes, we would call those people Democrats. the people who think that our prosperity is from the public sector. Whereas as a conservative, as a Republican, I know our prosperity is from the private sector. This is a fundamental disagreement with Mr. Obama, Ms. Pelosi, and Mr. Reid. If you really want to help this economy, allow the American people to grow the tax base. When you try to raise the tax base by raising the tax rate, what happens is you get less revenues, you get less productivity, you get more unemployment, and that allows the Democrats to claim that they get to spend more money on people. People want to be self-reliant. They want to work. They don't want the Washington to tell them that they need their assistance to get through this period of time. And that's what we need to do, is reduce the weight of big government on people's backs.
All right, so President McCotter, what do you do right away that could get through a divided Congress to change the economy?
Well, I think there are two things you could get through a divided Congress. Now, hopefully there would be coattails where you would have a Republican Senate. But assuming your argument, I would say there's bipartisan support to deal with the communist Chinese trade violations as a comprehensive whole. We believe that they are currency manipulation, cyber spying, counterfeiting, dumping, the list goes on. I think you can build a bipartisan coalition to enforce existing trade rights with that country so that our exporters and our manufacturers and our farmers aren't unfairly treated. I also think you can build bipartisan support to go back and force the banks to restructure, to recapitalize at the expense not of the American people, but of the bondholders, so they can get solvent again. I think these are things that we can do.
And then do anything stimulative?
Well, I think that the tax relief, especially on corporations, I would argue, is necessary because corporations employ millions of Americans, and I think that that was something that we could do to help generate it. But again, Brett, if you don't do that, if you don't stop the EPA from imposing cap and trade through the back door of regulatory policy, what's going to happen is you're going to continue to see a decline in manufacturing, a continued depression within the opportunities for this economy to grow, and basically what you'll see is the 1970s with President Obama.
You mentioned corporations. The front runner in this GOP field is Governor Mitt Romney. You've had some back and forth with Governor Romney. What do you think about his candidacy and what he said the other day about corporations are people?
Well, I want to, if I may go counterintuitively, I want to defend Governor Romney. I think he was inelegant in what he tried to say. Whereas for legal fictions, corporations are treated as persons. We understand that. But what he was really trying to say is what Ronald Reagan and others have told us: corporations employ Americans. Right. They help to move the prosperity of the middle class, the working class, and all of us down the road when properly and responsibly done. And that if you punish these corporations, the people who are going to get hurt are the very workers that you want to see help to grow their economy and have others take the jobs as they move up the ladder. So
okay, so there's the defense. Now, what about the offense? You have some problems with Governor Romney and some of the things he's pitching to do and how he's running his candidacy.
Well, I have problems with the fact that, obviously, with Romney Care, the reliance on comparative effectiveness research, which is government rationing under another name within both of those, the support of climate change, which obviously, especially coming from a manufacturing state, I disagree with. I oppose the Wall Street bailout. I oppose simply removing Dodd-Frank and allowing the banks to continue staggering along as zombie banks, as we won't get credit flowing down. These are three key issue differentiations I have with him. But in fairness to Governor Romney, it's been less of a back and forth. It's been more kind of me.
Okay, that's true.
Yeah.
So what are your hopes tonight as we await these results?
Double digits.
Double digits.
Double digits.
Did you have a tent? Did you?
We had a tent. We had the band.
Because you played.
Yeah, well, we're a grassroots campaign, so I didn't get Randy Travis. I got my brother Dennis and me.
Your brother Dennis,
yes,
Randy Travis.
And former member Kenny Hulshoff was there playing drums and singing, and it was the debut of the Hulshoff girls. His daughters were there. So it was a lot of fun. People seemed to like it. We had bomb pops. You should have come by for a bomb pop.
I should have come by. So what's the prospect of the Thaddeus McCotter presidential campaign?
Well, as you know, Brett, we do not run in a national primary. Rightfully, Iowa is the first in the state nation caucus, and you have to go to the voters in a grassroots fashion. So for a campaign like ours that's trying to build out as we go, to have people after this come up to us, ask us to go visit their county Republican organization or their community organization as is happening, is exactly what we hope to get out of this, to give another chance to get the message out in front of people for their consideration.
So for all the people that are emailing us about not including you in the debate because of the 1% in 5 national polls, no hard feelings.
Well, I didn't tell him to do that.
No, I know.
But my brother's outside. I'll tell him to stop.
All right. Congressman, thanks so much. I appreciate it. We'll talk again with